Here we are with an 07 GL550. It's got a hard misfire. It's for another shop out here. Number 8 misfire, so I didn't diagnose it. You got another ECU, I cloned it, we're good. Same cylinder misfire, so we know what it's not. Now we diagnose it. So cheap ass plug, soaking wet, clearly it's not firing. So I'm gonna start with a compression test, just for beginners. So here's cylinder number 7, 125. I'm gonna start over again. I want to see this one again. Watch it together. What the hell? All right, so get it. Okay, it's definitely better than the other one, but still kind of low. Let's go to cylinder 6. Weak, 125. Yeah, not even that. You can see that. 110, 115. Cylinder 5. $120, $125. Let's go to 8 one more time. And one more time. So we're just going through all the wiring, comparing continuity. This to me is an anomaly, but at the same time, they all have the same value. They all share into the same leg, pin 95 of the ECU, but only one cylinder is misfiring. So now it goes through this part of the harness, the left exhaust solenoid. I've got 0.2 ohms, so now I'm gonna go to the other side of the harness. And so I'm gonna make a few changes in my connections. So I've changed there. And then I'm gonna move this one to here. So that's good. So the resistance is gonna be in the solenoid. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna compare left to right. So the resistance of a known, this is the intake side, it's 8 ohms. So these are gonna be correct between left to right. So the wiring and all that looks good. So here's what I found. After digging through all the wiring checked out, at least associated with the coils. So I was going to the injectors now. Back to pin 2 of the ECU, and then pin 1 is shared across the board. You see all these tie-ins. So I went back to the ignition coil pin 1, and I had high resistance. There's no continuity there when it should have. So going over to the injector, again, this is number 8. What I found was it had been disconnected. Now, again, this is another shop that did the diagnosis, unplug, plug, but I couldn't see it. But when I went in to just pull at it, it just came right out. Reconnected it, the misfire was gone. So what I did is I reinstalled the original ECU, and that misfire is back. The misfire was resolved with the replacement one that I cloned, reinstalled it just to see maybe it was something else, you know, in there unplugging, plugging, and swapping parts. Maybe something got fat fingered. They actually did replace it, and you know, so I'll show you. Check engine light is on. And there's the fault. It's flashing. I'm gonna shut it off. So their diagnosis was correct. Bad ECU. It's just a matter of, you know, in the process of getting to this point, they left something unplugged. So, I mean, it could have been worse, you know. And I'm glad that I checked the compression and I double checked it, and it was all consistent in the end. So replacement is in, but you just got to do your due diligence. I just don't see these with I don't see them with low compression. So let me see if I can clear these faults. Give it its 10 seconds. Yeah, I run into this sometimes. It wants you to basically redo a short test on the vehicle. Let's go back in there again. All right, I'm just gonna shut it off now. Let's erase. Yes. Okay. Lights out. We're looking good. And it feels good. One more time. So again, it was a bad ECU, and it just comes down to, you know, Mercedes is the best. When you plug in a connector all the way, you can hear the snap, then you lock it, lock all your little tabs, and that's all this was. So I'm going to go back through, I'm going to double check all my work. They work good with an ECU, it's running like it should, and I got to get paid for my additional time.